So you're in a relationship with a golden child and a narcissistic family cult. Yes, it's a cult. The enmeshed family. And I'm thinking of you because I know that the holidays are coming up, and I'm so sorry because I know that deep feeling of loneliness you must feel because you're in a relationship by yourself. Absolutely no doubt about that. But you're probably going to be visiting with the narcissist family, and I want to talk specifically about the narcissistic mother because she is instrumental in the upbringing of the narcissist, making him who he is, and she hates you, right? And she's made it clear from the beginning. And the narcissists, they have their blinders on, but they see it, they know exactly what's going on, but you're going to try to bring it up to them and they're going to dismiss you, obviously. They're not going to want to because either A, they're blinded because they idolize their parents or their narcissistic mother, or they're going to be also right along with it. They might be cooperating, collaborating with the narcissistic parents or narcissistic mother to try to bring you down, and they're going to make your entire holiday experience just rotten and completely terrible, right? So, you're with the golden child. The golden child is a product often both parents are narcissists, and it seems like they come from both ends of the spectrum. She may have been cold, unloving, overly critical, or she may have spoiled him, babied him, and coddled him. Or what is the most bizarre is a combination of both of those. So that's where you get this weird dynamic where the narcissist, he loves the way that she maybe bought him everything he wanted, or let him get away with things that most other kids don't get away with, like skipping school or getting bad grades, or getting kicked out of class growing up, any number of those things. Or she may have been very overly critical. He may have accomplished a lot in his life, but she sees that as his independence. And a narcissistic parent, they view their child as an extension of themselves. They're there to serve their needs. And oftentimes in this family dynamic, the mother, she's the queen bee, and everybody works to serve her. They're buzzing along, busy bees, working towards her needs and keeping her happy. And boy, oh boy, if she is not happy, everybody pays for it. And on some level, the narcissist, he is probably very afraid of her, and he has probably, unfortunately, learned through time that his happiness is going to provoke her. And he, on some subconscious level, knows that she doesn't really love him in the same way that other parents love their kids. And he works tirelessly to earn that love. And he, unfortunately, is never going to earn that love from her. But that won't stop him because that's what kids want. They want that. And that wound happened in childhood when he realized that although she favored him, although she spoiled him, at the same time, she resented when he had partners. He moved out of the house, even, went to college, achieved extraordinary things. She would be hypercritical of that. That's because she is not capable of love. She uses manipulation to keep him wound up in her bizarre, weird little dynamic. And that's what I call it. It's a Jezebel spirit, let's be honest, right? And she hates you because she sees that you love him in a way that she never could. You might have learned how to make all of his favorite foods. That was me. And do it really well. And maybe she can't cook. Maybe she can't keep up a house. Maybe she can't do all these things that, you're probably very good at. And she hates you for it. And she's going to pick on every little thing you do. She's going to criticize everything you do. She's going to try to make you look bad. And there were times that the narcissist did defend me, and I was always shocked, but for the most part, he remained, he had his blinders on. He knew exactly what was going on, but he wasn't about to intervene because he did not want his narcissistic mother to be provoked. But the times that he did intervene and he did defend up for me, I think that that was just another form of dangling the carrot. Like, ooh, that made me feel like, oh, maybe he understands. Maybe he sees how this makes me feel, because I'm telling you, she resented the fact that I could cook so well. And we moved to a different state, and in the interim we stayed with his parents. She made me keep all of my stuff outside in the yard. I'm not even kidding you. I had to throw away a lot of my baking supplies, a lot of my extracts, a lot of those things had to go into the garbage because of course they were ruined. They had went through hot and cold. They had went through extreme heat, rain, they were no good anymore. So that was pretty devastating for me because I had spent a lot of money and I spent a lot of time building up all those extracts. But boy, did she hate that. She did not like it. And she hates you because you love her in a way, you love her son in a way that she's not capable of it. She uses manipulation, she uses spoiling him or criticizing him. It's that you see that same dynamic playing out in your own relationship, right? It's praise followed by criticism, hot, cold, that same dynamic. Well, that's where he learned it from, right? And has used that her entire life, and I'm so sorry to say it, but it's never going to change that dynamic unless he begins to take the blinders off, pull his head out of the sand. And I'm so sorry that it's probably not going to happen. And I know that the holidays are coming up, so you're probably going to have to deal with your narcissistic in-laws. So, what are some things you can do? Insist on staying in a motel. Do not stay with the family. I know it's cheap and money's tight, but your sanity is more important, right? Your mental health and in your relationship with a narcissist, whether you're just getting by because you may feel trapped. And I want this to be, I've seen in comments people saying that, oh, well, you should just leave and stuff. This is not that kind of a channel. And we're not going to shame people because it is completely legit to stay in a relationship for the kids, to stay because maybe financial reasons. That's completely legit. So I don't want to see that in my comments. Anyway, so what are some things you can do? Like I said, you can insist on staying in a motel. Then at least you get that break, that peace away from the situation. Maybe you have to go over there during the day and you have to suffer. You can also take two vehicles. Don't drive in a vehicle because, like I've talked about in other videos, that the narcissist loves trapping you in a vehicle so that they can torment you and sit there and provoke you as much as they can because they know that you can't get away. And that's just about the only way that a narcissist keeps anybody locked in. They have power over you in some way, whether it's financially, whether you're stuck in a moving vehicle, maybe there's health reason, you're going through a health problems and you need that extra support. And maybe you're not working and you're taking care of the kids, what have you, the reason they have some kind of power over you and they're going to use it against you. So I know that I'm talking to somebody out here, right? The holidays are probably, there's going to be some sort of a sudden illness or sudden injury that the narcissistic parent goes through, right? They want to take that attention away. They don't want their son to have the loving family and the loving holiday experience because everything with them is fake. You know, it's not it's not it, genuine closeness that family feels. It's entrapment and enmeshment. They're it's a cult, right? And you're an outsider, and they will do everything they can to make you feel like an outsider, to make it known that you're an outsider and that they don't want you around because you're stealing their child, right? And they don't want to let him go. They don't want to let their child go. They don't want to let their child grow up. That's an extension of themselves. He or she is there to serve their needs. And they see that that narcissist is getting something from you, that they are receiving things for love. Yeah, right? Love, companionship, compassion, empathy, all those things that they are not capable of giving to their child and they never have, and they're that wound. That's how you know that you're a very empathetic and kind, caring person, and that's kind of what's keeping you locked into this relationship, right? Because you feel guilty. You see the way that this dynamic plays out, and you know how they may be overly critical, but at the same time spoiling him and coddling him. And you know that that's not normal, right? That's not healthy. And you want to stay and you want to fix it. And I'm so sorry, but there's no fixing that dynamic unless the narcissist themselves begins to break away from the cult. And as long as they refuse to accept it and they refuse to grow up, you're going to be the outsider. But you know what you can do? It drives them nuts. Be overly kind. Do things for them. They hate it. Because they want your reaction. They're trying to chase you off. And if you really want to make this relationship work, you're going to have to put up with a lot of abuse. It's going to be year after year after year. It's going to be every holiday ruined, all of your celebrations ruined. That's just the way that it's going to be. And it's a personal choice. Do you want to continue year after year of this, or do you want to leave? And no one can make that decision for you, and I'm here for you either way. I am here to offer some advice, some coping skills, an ear to talk, a shoulder to cry on, and an ear to listen to it. And my heart goes out to you because I've been through these situations and these dynamics so many times now that for me, I'd rather just be single, and that's kind of the way, I've been for years. And I want you to know that you're not alone, and this is a place, a non-judgmental place, um, where I want to support you and I want to help you. So stay tuned because I'll be making more content. I'm a little under the weather, so I may take a few days off, but I will be back, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Today is Sunday, so you're starting a new week, and I hope that it's great. I hope it's wonderful, and I love you. Bye.